Welcome back, everybody. Right now I should be on the Blue Ridge Parkway on the old Geezer Glide, showing you views of picturesque landscapes from high above a mountaintop. But instead of showing you that, this is what I got.
Come on, get in here, right, motherfucker. Man. Get in here, right, motherfucker. There's really cool people. It's me. It's a Shadetree surgeon, and yeah, I'm kind of like the biggest deal out here. It's not really a big deal. Seventh Sentinel is here.
Who the fuck is this?
Who are you? Go back to Halea, man. Come on, what are you doing here? I'm just kidding. He's Cali Mexican, not. No, we got South Florida representing over here. No, you're New York, Puerto Rican. That's different.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah. I love it, man. All right, hanging out here. It's me. It's all the whole crew, cog in the wheel.
How's the garage?
Who are you?
Circle Head.
Circle, yes.
Circle Head.
Spearhead.
That's the lamest joke ever made. We love Blockhead, of course, our good friend here here at the Forgotten Angels camp out, hanging out, having a good time. We love you. Love everyone. All right, yeah. I'm sorry. I finished it.
No, that's great, man. A great time out here, man. He does. He takes over.
Comes over, and that personality.
The old swamp wizard, you know, he's got it covered for everybody out here, man. It's a great thing these guys do out here, Forgotten Angels. And you know what? Great minds think alike. I mean, look at this. With two best looking guys here.
Hell yeah.
Dressed up.
Somebody's best.
That's it, brother. So before we get into it, I want to say thank you to all my old subscribers and my new subscribers and everybody that stuck around and helped this little channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. Unlike Shadetree Surgeon, I'm not a professional YouTuber. Amateur, hobbyist at best. So I'm bound to make a few mistakes along the way. Well, having some SD card issues here. I don't know what's going on. Only getting a few seconds out of it there and it's freezing up, but I'm at the top of the highest elevation of the Blue Ridge Parkway, 6,053 feet, and it's cold and it's kind of windy up here. I'd say it's about 55 degrees and there's probably about a good 15 mile an hour, 10-15 mile an hour breeze. But that's it. So we're looking down on the rest of the world. About an hour and a half into this trip so far. And like I said, the temperature seems to be even dropping even more as I'm standing here. So I'm gonna get going. So hopefully I won't have any SD card problems. Seems to be recording okay right now. I don't know what I've lost as far as footage goes. It says it can't be repaired. So hopefully it was no more than me taking this take more than 10 times already trying to get it straightened out. But back on the road, I'm gonna take a quick little moment here and get going. As I stated there a few minutes ago, I was on the way up. I was trying to avoid the rain. I did get on the back side of that storm, but it is catching up. Anyways, we're gonna keep going here, so we'll talk to you in a little bit. So this is what happened. Now, did Shadetree Surgeon directly ruin my trip? No, he didn't. Before you guys start groaning and griping about me using Shadetree Surgeon's name to get some selfless clicks, well, yeah, you'd be right. I'm using his name to get some clicks on this thing. But I asked the man for his permission and his blessing. And when anything came to Forgotten Angels or anything to do with Shadetree, I've always gone to the man and asked for his permission to do certain things. So if there's any type of issue that you have with it, well, take it up with the man. So if you're not familiar with who Shadetree Surgeon is, well, he's probably the most popular moto vlogger here on YouTube. And I just happen to be fortunate enough to live close enough by where, you know, I've gone and been able to hang out with them a few times at the campouts and other events and stuff like that. But what happened is not being a professional, I either made a mistake by not uploading the footage I had of the Blue Ridge Parkway onto my computer fully, I was also having some SD card issues on there. But basically the bottom line is, I didn't get the footage uploaded. I went to the Forgotten Angels camp out, and normally, you know, these GoPros are kind of finicky. So I formatted the memory card, and it happened to be the same memory card I used for the Blue Ridge Parkway. So if there was any footage on there that I could have salvaged, it completely got erased and replaced with Forgotten Angels footage. Like I said, I gotta give him credit where credit is due, you know, since I am using his name. Now what I appreciate probably as much, if not more, of Shadetree's content is his work ethic. Now, the guy puts out great content, it's funny, he's got some interesting people on there, he goes some crazy places, does crazy things, and you know, he helps out with the charities and Forgotten Angels, so on and so forth. And I can't imagine that being easy. Putting out 3 videos a week, like I said, that's amazing. You know, and besides creating great content, you know, the guy likes to stir the pot. And when I mean stirring the pot, I mean literally. When you go to these Forgotten Angel campouts, stuff like that, you know, he's not just sitting there, you know, being a celebrity or what have you. He's out there stirring the pot, literally. You know, he's sitting there help cooking meals for, you know, hundreds of bikers. And his probably numbers grown probably almost to thousands of bikers at this point when you go to these events. It's really amazing what the guy does. So I got to give him kudos. If it wasn't for him giving me permission to do this, I wouldn't be doing this video, and this whole series would probably be a whole different thing. And unfortunately, the highlight of the whole trip that I was going to be doing, like I said, the Blue Ridge Parkway is the whole main purpose of this trip. I ended up losing. I want to say thank you, Josh, for allowing me to use your name to kind of help me out here with this video and make it become something. I also want to give a shout out to Finally Cool, or Kyle as I know him, for getting me in touch with Shadetree Surgeon, and to all the people at the Brap Star Garage and that are affiliated with Forgotten Angels and stuff for, you know, just being such good hosts. You know, like I said, they got a saying that they're bad people doing good things, but in all actuality, they're good people doing great things. Here's the real reason why I think I lost that footage, and it comes down to karma. So I'm gonna start a new little segment with this video, see how it goes, and I'm gonna call it Story Time with Beezer. Now, like I said, I think this is the real reason why I lost that footage, and it comes down to karma. So don't let my monotone disposition fool you. I've been known to have fun, and at other people's expense at once in a while. Nothing that is harmful or anything like that, but I do like to have a little fun, kind of mess with people once in a while, and you know, I get a kick out of it. So when I left off the last video, I was on the Cherryhola Skyway, or Cherrycola. Still don't even know how to really pronounce it correctly. And I was basically coming off the Cherryhola, and I was looking for some place to eat and so on and so forth. It's pretty much a small town where I was at, and places close up fairly early. So, you know, not being too picky, I decided I was gonna go to a pizza joint and grab a pizza. So I walk in there, and of course a lot of these pizza places are, you know, got teenagers more or less running the place. So there's a girl behind the counter, young girl, and I asked her, it's like, oh, hey, how big is large? And she's like, oh, well, it's like this big. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, can you show me the box? And she's like, well, I'm not in charge of the boxes. That's someone in the back. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, just to simplify things, like just give me a large pepperoni, cheese pizza, whatever, and we'll call it good. Well, when that son of a gun come out, man, that thing was huge. It was like 2 Florida larges. I mean, it was gigantic. It basically came in 2 boxes, and I was like, holy cow. So anyway, so I strapped the pizzas to the old Geezer Glide and go back to my hotel, sit there, eat, you know, get everything prepped for the next day to go hit the Blue Ridge Parkway. And anyway, so I wake up the next morning, and I get up, and I was like, well, shit, I still got this whole other pizza left. So I said, the heck with it, I'm not gonna throw it away. So I strapped it to the old Geezer Glide, and away I went. You know, so it's first thing in the morning. I don't know how many of you have ever been on the Blue Ridge Parkway, but it's like a national park, more or less. So there's no stores or anything like that. There's like one store that I've seen that's like government run, and it's like halfway through, and there's not a whole lot there. You can get like you know, sodas, water, chips, trail mix, you know, them little triangle triangle sandwiches. You can get the gas station, some t-shirts. But other than that, it's not like you're gonna get a whole variety of anything. So anyway, so I stop at this rest area, and it's a big rest area, and I decide, well, you know, I'm hungry enough, and this is, of course, after about 100 and something, 200 miles maybe or more, riding on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I stop at this rest area. Sitting there, and I'm eating my pizza and stuff, and I'm just kind of minding my own affairs, and this family shows up, and they pull up kind of next to me with, you know, their minivan, and they got a couple kids, 2 or 3 kids, and the wife and the husband, and you know, they might have had a dog too. I mean, they had the whole crew with them anyways. So I'm sitting there and I'm eating my pizza, and you know, the guy's, you know, stretching his legs to get out, and he comes up to me and he's like, man, he says, you know, that's a great looking pizza. And here's the pizza in question. So anyways, so he's like, man, that's a great looking pizza. So at this point in the whole trip, I probably got 1,300 miles wrapped up into the whole thing. And where I got the pizza is probably about 300 miles behind me. But, you know, to have a little fun with this guy and knowing that there ain't nothing out there, I was like, yeah, man, I said, just go down the road a little ways. I mean, you run right into it, you can't miss it. So he's like, oh man, you know, he glad, oh, thanks, man, you know, that's great. So, and I just kind of, he drove off, and I just kind of got a chuckle. Like, man, I said, he ain't never gonna find that place. So here's where the karma probably sets in. So he's probably driving, not realizing, you know, 300 miles to me was just a short trip down the road. So anyway, so he's probably traveling, got his kids, telling the kids they're gonna get pizza and all that stuff. So I don't know how far he probably drove, but I'm sure the kids probably get aggravated. They're hungry, they want pizza. He's telling this, the kids start screaming. He probably has to pull over, beat his kids a couple times just because he, you know, they won't shut up about this pizza. And he's probably cursing me out because I'm the asshole that, you know, had a little fun. And at some point in time, I'm sure he had to realize that I was messing with him. And basically that's it. So, you know, with me screwing with that guy, that's my karma for losing my footage of the whole purpose of this whole trip was going down the Blue Ridge Parkway. But at the start of making this series, I did get a jump on things earlier than I thought. So I basically had a full extra day. And in my typical fashion, I like to go see some weird things. So I do have some footage coming up of the rest of my trip, which takes me to a couple strange places. One I planned on going, and other that I didn't, which ended up being a real pleasant surprise. And I had a lot of fun, and it was just a cool experience. And also, I go and I take a trip and go see a buddy of mine that I haven't seen in about, well, we figured about 18 years. And I'm not gonna get into his business, but he was gone for a while. And anyway, so I go see him. And then I do a 1,500 mile run from Michigan to southern Florida in 23 hours. So all that's coming up in the next sets of videos. I'm trying to get it out, and I'm sorry I can't get it out as fast as I can, but I do have you know, a busy work schedule, and I don't have a whole lot of time to do this. So I'm like a professional. I'm a rookie. I'm a, you know, a hobbyist at best. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Stick around. I got new content coming up to finalize this trip. Probably gonna be 2 more parts of this. Maybe I'll cram it into one. So sorry to the guy on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I hope you didn't beat your kids too bad on my account. And that's it. And so I got what I deserve. I lost my footage of the main part of what I was doing. So stick around. We'll see you in the next video.